Welcome to this week's Gate.io live stream. I'm Patrick. I'm the community manager of Gate.io. I've been away for a short while. I was on a short break, which was great, but I'm back to tell you guys what's been going on at our Crypto Fix show, because that's the new name of the live stream. It's Crypto Fix, where we dig into some really hot news items. Obviously some significant Gate announcements, of project developments, of Gate chain, of things that have been happening with Gate.io. We're going to dig into that as well as some minor educational stuff where we cover some tips, some tricks to become better traders, better crypto holders, and make less mistakes, because we're all human. Everyone makes mistakes. So no matter how experienced you are in the industry, in the space, how many coins you've traded, transferred, deposited, or withdrawn, a little bit of advice never hurts, right? So let's see what's been going on. So much has been going on since I've been gone. First of all, Bitcoin has gone up to 12K. That hasn't happened this entire time. What I mean is it hasn't been an ongoing theme. Bitcoin has been going out of the sideways trend, and it's been going breaking through the support levels and through the resistance levels. Currently at 11,963 USDT. So that might be a sign for a major move, which is about to happen. Who knows? Only time will tell. You can check it out and check next week to see if BTC will have actually gone through it, broken through, heading towards that infamous December 2017 20K level, which will also be interesting because those are levels which haven't been reached before. Since 2017, so that'll be very interesting from a psychological perspective. I think a lot of people are still going to be looking to break even or take profits. People who maxed out credit cards to purchase BTC back then might want to be selling. So that's the most significant thing, news wise. Obviously we have DeFi, which is still crazy. It's become, one of the most prominent trends in crypto in 2019, with all kinds of variations of how to implement them. People are very bullish on DeFi coins. There's a variety of them: XDAI, Stake, Aave, which has the LEN ticker. They all have different functions. There's Telor, TRB. There's a whole list. They all have different implementations, most of which on Ethereum, built on Ethereum, where they practice smart protocols to do decentralized transactions of decentralized finance transactions, obviously, because it's DeFi. But yeah, that's the promise they're making, that you don't need a middleman. There doesn't need to be anyone in between to make the trade. So people are betting big, looking at the supply of those specific coins, looking who's behind them. UMA is another one, and that's quite the hype going on. The value locked in DeFi has hit an all-time high of 4 billion. Which is an astronomical amount. It might be relatively low compared to regular traditional finance markets, but it's crypto, so for us it's a big amount. CBDCs are also on the move. As in that several countries, several world powers are discovering the opportunities and trying to look how they can implement CBDCs as an alternative means to regular fiat, because that's generally a very interesting market to be in at the moment, because USDT, according to some very high profile traders, would gain value, but funny enough it's losing value. So if I head over to USD Euro at the moment, it's the past month it's devaluated, and I'll put it against the euro. It's devaluated from let's see, from 90 cents 88 cents all the way down to 84, which is quite significant. Let's see, before that, yeah, it was 92 in April. It's gone down. USD keeps on devaluating. So that's a very interesting dynamic because it influences all kinds of policies in the US, nationally and internationally. This has an effect on stock markets. Stock markets have an effect on Bitcoin and the crypto markets. So it's all interlinked. And the CBDCs are a way for world powers to, tap into the digital, the needs of digital transactions. So that's definitely something to watch. Keep an eye on for the near future. And even Goldman Sachs, who was very bullish in 2017, was buying Bitcoin, trading Bitcoin, then came back from that statement where they weren't so bullish and were clickbaiting, writing clickbait articles about how Bitcoin was never going to be a store of value or a means of exchange, or mentioning a plethora of reasons for it to lose value. So they've come back from that now again, so they're just hopping on the trend of what's happening. So Bitcoin went all the way down to 4,500, 5,000. They just mentioned that Bitcoin no longer matters. Now it's gone up again. It's rallying. They are betting big on crypto and blockchain. So they are now, looking to allocate a part of their portfolio in it. As for the gate announcements, there's a lot going on. A lot is happening. We are, of course, ever growing, ever expanding. We've released the gate chain mainnet, which is super significant because there are some super interesting factors, use case elements to that, where we can help protect your funds, where we eliminate the element of human error. Possibly, perhaps in the nearby future, Spiros, our community manager for GateChain, will, reach out to you guys and explain how it works, why it's important, and what the benefits are. I'll leave that up to him. So let's start. Number one, we've delisted DADI and we've done a TNC2 swap. DADI is Edge. So every one DADI, every one Edge will get 11 TNC2. The swapped TNC2 tokens are subject to a vesting period and a release ratio. This means you can't instantly trade them, deposit or withdraw. Trade or withdraw. You need to wait for a specific amount of time. After November 1st, 2020, Gate will delist DADI. So until then, you have enough time to make moves, make any swaps necessary. If you would like to do the swap, you can deposit to Gate. A similar announcement is applicable to DOT, which is Polkadot, which has also received a lot of news, a lot of hype recently, especially because I believe one of the founders is an ex-Ethereum co-creator, and they offer a scaling solution, as does every blockchain, of course. They offer a scaling solution, which might be built to last. So we're going to suspend spot margin and perpetual contract trading of our IOU DOT during the 100x split. So in order to determine DOT's denomination, Polkadot initiated a vote within its community, and according to the results, 100x split will be implemented. So it's expected that DOT transfers will begin at block 1,205,000 on the 18th of August. That's in 8 days. The denomination day, as it's called, will be on the 21st of August. So that will be at another 50,000 blocks later. So at that time, we will be suspending the trading to make sure that everything's stable, that there are no mistakes made, that things are just running as usual. That's important for you to know because DOT's are a new project. There's a lot of fluctuation in the market, always in crypto, but especially in that market. So you need to be aware. We've released a research of IEO performances of 2020. IEOs have been super interesting, because after the ICO period died down a little bit, and many fake projects and scam projects came into the space, unfortunately, as happens with any industry, as there are always people who are looking to make money in an illegit fashion. ICO's got a bit of a bad flavor, a bad name, and IEOs came out of the I think I'm trying to be too poetic. IEOs were created, came into existence. That's the word I was looking for. So there are several ones which we have performed over our platform, our startup platform, Meter, MTRG, Cardia Chain 2, and they've had a super high return, 913% for Cardia Chain, currently sitting at 633%, and that research is super interesting because you get an insight into how these IEOs have done, taken all the mainstream exchanges, placed them next to each other, and made comparisons. My network is good. That's great to hear. Thanks for the feedback, guys. What do I think of the ETH trend? Definitely interesting, no? Especially because we will be releasing some content about the BTC community versus the ETH community, because these are communities which are very much against each other for a variety of reasons. Ethereum has been doing very well for a wide variety of reasons. Not only the fact that DeFi has been helping the interaction on the Ethereum network. There's also the Ethereum 2.0, which we're waiting for. So people are just anticipating a scalability solution, which ETH 2.0 is going to initiate, because it's done in phases. It won't be in one go. And once, let's say, there is a scalability solution where transactions per second are super fast, there's no network congestion. Currently, if you do an Ethereum transaction, you can see that the fees are quite expensive, and it's not super fast at the moment. So if ever at one moment in time there's a side chain of ETH or a chain solution for Ethereum where they manage to drastically improve the ETH scalability, that will do amazing things for the ETH price, because there are always opponents of ETH who complain about that it has unlimited supply, that it's not decentralized, etc., etc. But if you look at the fundamentals, if you step away from the Bitcoin maximalism perspective that there can only be one coin, which doesn't make sense to begin with, then there's a lot to dig into when it comes to Ethereum. Just the fact that you could see it as an alternative, as an index for all other coins, because most of the tokens out here are built on Ethereum before they swap over to their mainnet, which means that it serves almost as an index fund. And if you look even deeper, you see that the inflation rate with implementations being made to the code base of Ethereum will become even less than that of BTC. So that's another reason to look at it. But yeah, that's just a small little sidestep into Ethereum. Very interesting developments. There are high net worth individuals from big funds who have investment theses where they claim that Ethereum could go up to 5K, 7.5K, which is interesting if you're looking to make a good investment. And there's a long way to go. We're still very early. We're in our 11th year of crypto technology, for the lack of a better word. So who knows what the future will bring, right? Who knew that that Chainlink, if you would have invested 10,000 USD in the ICO, you would have a net worth today of 1.4 million USD. Who knows, right? No one really knows. It's all a gamble to a certain extent. But these are very interesting developments. So congrats to the Chainlink ICO participants. It was a tweet which I happened to see, which popped up. So yeah, that's gateio research. Those for the performances of 2020. We are going to replace the ticker of Haven, HAV, with SNX, as the blockchain project Haven has been transformed into Synthetics. We are now replacing the previous ticker symbol HAV with SNX. And during this process, the trading, deposits, and withdrawals of the token will be suspended. What else? Yeah, another single listing vote happening at the moment as we speak for just GST. Yeah, just, right? That's the name. Yeah, GST. It's the stable coin linked to Justin Sun Tron. And that is currently being voted as a single listing vote. So there are known coins which are competing against it. It's a coin which is just needs 10 million votes by itself. Maybe if I can go over to the gateio website and see how the vote is taking place at the moment. Voting activities. Ah, yes, there are already 40 million votes. The goal was 10 million votes. Just aims to build a fair, decentralized financial market that provides stablecoin lending and governance mechanisms for users all around the world. So that's a primer here in this live stream that most definitely we are going to list just as the goal of 10 million votes has been reached. So congrats to the community with that. That's super cool. No need to give it your vote. If you want to give it your symbolic vote by heading over to gateio, definitely do that. You need to hold some GT to be able to vote. It's interesting to look at nonetheless. So much for announcements for what's happening at gate.io. The last element of this live stream I would like to dig into is the concept of DYOR, DYOR and research. It's a concept you must be very familiar with as a user because everyone says it. People generally say it to cover themselves a little bit, when they say, hey, look into this coin, look, it's a superb project, the fundamentals are great, but do your own research. They do that to cover themselves a little bit, but generally as a term of advice, it's very interesting. If you head over to bitcoin.com, for example, as an element of do your own research, if you head over there, you have two options. You can buy Bitcoin. Let's see, save language. Let's see what this website does. Allows you safely to store and spend your Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash with other crypto assets. So if you don't know any better, whoever you are, Bitcoin is here for you. Watch Bitcoin one-on-one. Before, when you went over to the What is Bitcoin website, the Bitcoin.com website, the first push was to buy Bitcoin Cash. Now, if you don't know any better, that would be Bitcoin for you, but obviously Bitcoin Cash is in no sense the same as BTC. Do your own research means that before you make any decision, this is super obvious, right? But I just want to elaborate on it because you can go as deep as you want with doing your own research. Doing your own research means checking the source of what you're reading. Who's behind it? Who are the authors? Is it paid? Is it for a paid promotion? Is it a paid press release? Or is it an independent research of a well-known data analyst? Because it speaks for itself that if you have a piece written by a data analyst and an independent author who critiques a coin, a token, in a positive or a negative way, that opinion should be, if it's argumented well, more valid than that of a paid press release of a project, because a wide variety of media publish articles which gets you excited and gets you intrigued into a certain coin, but it might just be a paid press release to give some positive marketing about it. Take everything with a grain of salt. That goes along the line of do your own research. Take with a grain of salt what they say about BTC. Take with a grain of salt what they say about Ethereum, about everything. So it doesn't mean you have to. You can't understand what I say. You mean because I'm speaking English or because you can't hear what I'm saying? Sorry, guys. I only speak English at the moment. I speak some Greek and Dutch, but that's not going to help you anyway. I think you guys would like me in the future to speak some Chinese, but I can't yet. I will do in the future though. So yeah, be wary of the content you're reading, and however idyllic, if it seems too good to be true, it probably is too good to be true. And besides that, always have several sources in front of you about a certain topic where you're reading to verify, to see what different people are saying about it, and make sure that there's not like an exchange behind the token talking about it positively, because that's not transparent at all. It's something we would obviously never do. Check that there's not a project itself behind it. The most difficult thing about Twitter, as that's the most well-known information source for processing information about tokens and crypto and whatnot, is that it's not entirely transparent who is advertising what about what coin. They might be paid and you have no idea about it. The only crypto influencer I know who undoubtedly does not do that, simply because he is actively involved with proving and promoting the importance of being transparent, is Brad Laurie. If there is any cooperation, he will mention it explicitly, and if I am sure that if he would ever mention that a token project is not paying him to do an interview, that it's simply true. But yeah, do your own research at all times. Never take a thought leader's, a key opinion leader's word for it. Always check these sources. That's the amazing thing about the internet, right? You can look up whatever you want. Just double check. Keep an extra helicopter view. Don't let yourself be seduced to buy into a certain project, because it might actually be too good to be true, which is often the case. What else? Any last minute questions from my listeners? I'll wait a few seconds if you guys have any questions. If you don't, then I'll see you next week. I'm glad to be back, and I'm super excited to see all these great developments at Gate.io. I'm confident we're going to stay in the top 10. Not only we're going to keep climbing, because if the growth takes place gradually but ever so surely, it's only a matter of time before you're in the top 3. I wish everyone a great week. Watch out with buying into all these thousands of DeFi projects, as it can be a super exciting space, and there's a slight bull trend happening at the market, but it's also a space to be wary of. If there's too much hype about it, that's an extra reason to double check what you're buying. That's just a general advice. Enjoy the crypto news, enjoy Gate.io, and have a great week, everyone. Bye-bye.